Okay, beautiful people, let's talk about something very important. And I am talking about this thing because admissions, or let me say, most schools in Europe now are open and accepting applications from us. All right. When I say us, I mean you, because you that is still back home and struggling to find your way in here. For me, I'm already in the Netherlands. Maybe others are in other places like Portugal, Italy, and all the rest. But I want to talk about something very important. If your budget is not much, okay, I will point out some countries you should take a look at. The first thing I want to talk about are scholarships. Now, if your budget is not much and you have an opportunity, like if you have people who can recommend you. When I say people who can recommend you, I'm talking about people who can write recommendation letters on your behalf. You have to make sure that every scholarship that you lay your eyes on, you must apply to it. You should apply to the scholarship. For example, I have done a couple of videos on this channel. I talked about Erasmus scholarship, Erasmus Mundus scholarship, which is a scholarship for people who already have a bachelor's degree and they are looking for master's opportunity abroad. That scholarship is fully funded. Fully funded here in the sense that you are not going to pay 1 naira or 1 franc. If you win the scholarship, you are moving to Europe freely. Even if you pay a flight, they will give it to you. Everything will be provided, plus feeding money every month, plus insurance, everything. Now, have you applied for the scholarship? Some programs are going to be closing very soon. I remember talking about this thing 2 weeks ago. Many of us have not applied, but we want to move abroad. What are you doing? Check it out. These are the type of the opportunities you need. Then I equally brought out another opportunity for those with bachelors already. And I said this opportunity is at the University of Twente in the Netherlands. I talked about this. I don't know if you've done your application or not, but remember, that particular scholarship is a two-way application, like it works in a two-way cycle. First thing first, you meet requirements, you apply for a program at the University of Twente. There are programs that are eligible for the scholarship, right? Now you apply for the program, then they take a look at your requirements. The school is even going to ask you if you are qualified to apply, then they will be the one to select you. Now, if they select you for the program, you will now need to use your admissions letter with the student number to apply for the University of Twente scholarship. And that scholarship is worth 22,000 euros. There is another scholarship under it, which is worth 12,000 euros. Now, you add the two together to give you 34,000 euros. Not every country can apply anyways. Have you applied for it? Now, if you haven't done your application, then I will encourage you to check, because I did my part. I expect you to do your part. Now, to those who booked calls with me, I will be having your calls today. Don't worry, I will check. Then if you still want to book a call with me, check the video description box and use those links there, or you send a message to Milton Fonkwa on Facebook inbox, then I will give you the booking details. All right, I barely have time these days, so I'm just struggling with those who already booked their course. But those who didn't book, if I have the time, I will come back with you. If I don't respond to you, some questions are really funny. Some people are hiring me more than 10 times. How can I respond to that? No, we are struggling to see that people move abroad, not hi, hello from left and right. So please, when you are dropping a message, put every detail in there. Some I will do videos like this to cover them up, right? So others can learn. Now, I have talked about scholarships, right? That is one of the ways if you don't have money, you can move abroad. But remember, these scholarships, is it for everybody? Not everybody will win a scholarship and not everybody will get a scholarship. Now, those people or people with maybe 3.0 and below, they might not have a scholarship. They might not win a scholarship. Then those with maybe second class upper, maybe people with 3.2 and above, they stand a chance to win a scholarship. You know why? Because scholarship is very competitive. First thing first, they will be looking at your results, your qualification. What did you get in school? Then they will now take a look at other things like your CV, your motivation letter. But first of all, try and get a good GPA. These things I'm telling you are things that I didn't know when I was doing my BSc in 2011. I started 2011 and graduated, no, 2012 and graduated 2015, something like that. I didn't know of all these things. I didn't have a mentor to mentor me. Most of us watching this video never had anybody to mentor us. But to those who are still in high school now, going to university, I always tell them, seize every opportunity to get a first class degree. Because trust me, it's a lot of advantage for you. Okay, but I'm not saying that you with a third class or a second class lower or maybe a third class degree does not have opportunities. No. I know so many people abroad who are studying now with third class degree. You just need to do your due diligence. But remember, in this case, you may not stand a chance to get a scholarship, but you stand a chance to get admission and fund yourself. Okay, because some people can still decide to switch careers or maybe switch the programs they did at bachelor's, but not every school offers such opportunities. So it all depends on the money you have. So put that into consideration. Now, if your results are not good, you can also apply to schools in Italy, or if you have your money to pay for your programs, take schools in countries that are quite affordable and cheap for you to study, like maybe Portugal, Italy, and other places like Bulgaria, Slovakia, and Slovenia. These countries, they are quite affordable. I was even looking at universities in Bulgaria a few days back, and I realized that they have programs that they charge just maybe 900, 1,000 to 1,500. Okay, so please check them out. There is another country which is quite affordable, Poland, but admissions is currently not open, but will be open. But the problem is appointments. Are you going to get appointment when you get admissions? That's the problem. Then another place to, I understand some people would be sponsored by others, like there are people who have people who can provide them bank statement or maybe money for blocked account or proof of funds, but they are facing it difficult to get admissions, especially those who are looking up to Austria. I do understand that Austria takes a lot of time to do the verification and legalization process, but will you be waiting for Austria? No. I cannot even encourage you to go and be waiting 6 months for your documents to be legalized. Your kidney is not in Austria. Look for other places. In as much as their tuition is cheap and affordable, avoid Austria if you don't want to waste your time. Because look at me, I started my process. My process took me 5 months, if maximum 6 months. I started in April. They gave me May, June, July, August, September. I was in the Netherlands. So some procedures, or let me say some processes, take shorter time. But again, it's finance, right? Yeah. Meanwhile, a process like maybe if you are looking at Finland, it might take you, maybe Finland starts application January, will take you February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, 8 months. So it all depends. And for grad school in the US, it's different. So put all of these things into consideration. Now, something just came to my mind and I would like to address it. I see many people, some of you only rely on Valmia College in Finland. Some of you only rely on free vocational schools in Finland. Guys, these vocational schools you guys see like this, not many people will be admitted. They might, for example, some people were telling me they want to only apply to Valmia. You cannot apply only to Valmia and you expect results. Valmia College might take maximum 20 students in the Cook program and maybe maximum 25 or even 15 students in the other program. So you cannot just tell me you want to wait for Valmia College. Look for money and apply to many schools. Drop applications in Italy, drop in Portugal, drop in Finland. Why not? If you have the money, drop in so many places, right? So that at the end of the day, whichever one comes to you, maybe you get 2 admissions, you get 3 admissions, you get all the admissions, you put the admissions letter on the table and make a decision. Remember, time is not going to wait for you. Time is running and so many people want to apply for programs. Remember, other countries like Canada, they are behaving funny. So some people are not interested again to go to Canada and go and waste their money. Somebody I know even left Canada a few days ago to Europe. Yeah, but I cannot give those details here. It's personal because she actually explained a lot of things to me. So you have to be careful and strategic with what you are doing because it's so important. Now, another thing I want you to understand is that all these vocational schools, sometimes they will consider first come, first serve. For example, Valmia may say that, okay, I am free, right? My application is starting in 10 days' time. On the same day they open the application portal, they already know that people who want to study for free will flock their websites, right? Now, they will look only at those that came early and pick their offers from there. Any other thing that comes later will be discarded. So in case you are targeting such programs or such opportunities, you have to put time management into consideration. If you don't apply early, forget about it. Now, that brings me to the next chapter of this video, which is do not put your eggs only in free vocational schools. Also calculate your own money you have and ask yourself, okay, if I get admission now, with this my money I have, can it carry me to this country? Invest in yourself, bro. Yes, because of course you can spend maybe 8 million now, but in 5 years' time, you are not looking only at 8 million. There are other opportunities that would have come in with the 8 million, even in your pocket, or maybe doubled the amount, right? Then you also be maybe a permanent resident, a citizen, or something like that. So think out of the box. Don't just rely on this free stuff. It is not good. Also, while you're applying for scholarships, please do not only rely on the scholarships, because like I said, it's very competitive, especially when your grades are not really powerful, right? Though they don't look only at grades, but they also look at other things. Now, you could also check grad school application. For those of you who say you have a bachelor's degree, also try to check grad school application. Those who says you want to go do bachelor's, sorry. Remember, most grad school application, they will ask you for GMAT, maybe GRE, maybe the SAT exam, if you want them to give you a scholarship. This is facts I'm telling you. So if you want to win a scholarship as a graduate, as a bachelor student in grad school or in schools in the US, try to get maybe the SAT exam, register for it, you write it, then you apply for the program. If your results are good, I was talking to someone who have all 11 papers A grade. Then I think he had just one paper. He wrote 4 advanced level and had just 1 B, all A grades. So I told him, do like this, write the SAT exam and apply for schools, and also tell them you want them to help give you a scholarship because you cannot pay. They will definitely grant you a scholarship because your results are so good. You understand? It now depends on individual work. So I'm just making you understand that you must put in your own part. You must put in your energy. Don't say, oh, I don't have money to write IELTS. Of course, scholarships will consider people with the IELTS exam. Does it mean that you don't speak English in your home country? No, that is not the case. But because they want to be sure that what they are saying, of course, only IELTS can tell them the true personality, because those English documents, they know that it might be, you understand. So they want to be sure that the results that came from you came from the British Council, and of course, that one cannot be tricked. So they want to be sure. And again, remember, if a scholarship say you should supply your IELTS exam, and you decide and say, oh, I come from an English-speaking country. English-speaking country, yeah, I'm talking about third world countries, maybe in Africa like Cameroon, maybe Nigeria, Ghana. And you say, I come from Nigeria, I come from Ghana, we speak English, I studied in English. And somebody from maybe another country supply his or IELTS, who is a French speaker, but from another country, and supply the IELTS exam with good grades, they would take that person with IELTS. You know why? Because it was specified on the website, but you never followed the instructions. So always try to follow instructions and pick out things that you think may be helpful. I'm just here to give you this advice so you actually understand what you are doing. Like I said, don't waste too much time waiting for Austria, because the thing is getting scary. I don't know why it is like that. You cannot expect me, especially someone like me, to be waiting for verification and legalization for over 6 months. No, that's time wasting. Now, I'm just making this remark here because I know most of you might have paid for that, and it's a whole lot of money, close to like 700K for some people. But now, what are you going to do? Try other options while waiting for that, and if that comes to you, then you are lucky. But if it doesn't come, please keep putting in your applications to other places, because it's very important. You shouldn't be stagnant on the same position, especially when these things is concerned, because laws are changing, things are changing. So many immigration changes are coming into place. Like I was telling you a few days back, there are some changes that will be taking effect very soon, probably after September of 2025. So don't forget. Then those who want to go into Finland, I have said, either write the Duolingo exam or you write the IELTS exam, because definitely some schools in Finland will ask for any of the two. So you shouldn't just say, oh, I come from an English-speaking country. I've talked about this already. Then when you are going for visa application, understand that a rejection means that go and fix an error and come back. A rejection does not mean that you cannot get a visa. Go and fix the error and come back. When they reject you, they are rejecting you because there is something they notice which is not proper. They are telling you to go and fix it and come back. Don't say, oh, US rejected my visa because I didn't get luck. Visa is not about luck. It is what the immigration officer sees in their system and what you present to them that they would decide. You cannot apply for a school in the US that is charging everything, tuition fee plus living costs for 1 year to be 39,000 US dollars, and you are showing 29,000 US dollars to the visa officer. It means you don't even know what you are doing. Some people always forget this aspect of japa. You have to show tuition fee plus your living costs, because of course you are going to the US to be staying somewhere. You need to eat, you need to transport yourself from school to your house, one location to the next. So you need to show them that you have living costs. And it's not about just showing them the money. How did you get that money? If you have a sponsor, what does the sponsor do for a living? Does the sponsor actually understand? Has he ever visited the US and stuff like that? What is the source of the money you get? I'm just quoting examples here. Because most of the time, I even tell people, look, if you want to jackpot to the US, put in energy and efforts to apply for grad school funding opportunities, okay? Because that's the only, I believe only that will give you the visa to move to the US. But again, open your chances. I was speaking to somebody yesterday. This is just a general something that I'm just putting out here to help those who are still playing around, right? I was speaking to somebody, he did West evaluation, he did everything and went to the pool. But right now, the competition for PR, those moving from Africa to Canada on PR, is getting so weird. Like the points I see, and Canada even brought out a communique and said they would rather post it now and take just few people from outside of Canada, then pick more people in Canada, which means that the Canadian experience class people will be like people from the Canadian experience class will be selected. Then those of you who are going in for federal skilled worker program from outside of Canada would have to, you understand, but keep showing up, look for the easiest way and enter, because trust me, it's not getting funny anymore. Most of these countries are trying to tighten their laws, and I believe that if you are wise enough, you can always pull through. This is all I think you need for now. I'm going to be talking about more opportunities. Those who intend to move to Malta, Estonia, and Latvia, please think very well, okay? Because I've gotten a lot of complaints about visa rejection rates and stuff like that, which is not funny. So just think very well. Then you drop your application, and we hope that you make it in flying colors. We meet again in another one. Bye bye.